Hey everybody, welcome to Insider Secrets. Today we are going to be talking about why it feels messy. And on my side of the equation, that is about unconscious self-sabotage. And on Kate's side, it's about operations.
Super excited to get started. My part of the why it feels messy is I think that hi Kate,
Hi there.
welcome, hi there. Why I think it feels messy I
Mhm.
is I think we just really get in our own way, and we have these beautiful brains, and we're all very brilliant.
Yeah.
Honestly, we really are, right? We really are. And so hi Natalie. So we really are so brilliant, and we think that we have all the answers, or we have patterns that tell us that we um, ought to, right? That
Yeah.
we ought to have all the answers. Would you agree with that, Kate?
Oh, 100%. I feel like, yeah, we walk around with so much of this like expectation that we need to know it all and, be that resource, solve that problem. And yeah, it doesn't help when we can very easily spiral into that messiness when we feel like we don't have control over that or we don't have a grasp on that answer.
Yeah, and it's interesting. So, what I wanted to share today that I thought was super fun is if you followed this podcast at all, and we've just gotten started. I think it's
Yeah.
episode 4 for us, right? It's
Mhm.
episode 4. And so the way we're planning it is that we submit a question that we plan to answer um, to each other, like the day before. And so I create the mindset part of the equation, and then Kate creates the operations part of the equation. And what we found today is that the questions really matched thematically, and
Mhm.
I love that because it gives us an opportunity to unfold what I think are some of the most potent insider challenges in running a business as a woman, in particular being a solopreneur, which many of us
Mhm.
are as we are growing those businesses to the scaling point. And um, the goal, or like the task of getting your business to 6 figures, or from 6 figures, like from your first 100K to about 200 and 250K, is the hardest
Mhm.
time. There are other obstacles, of course, and that happen later on, but you are really climbing Mount Everest. I don't know about you guys, but I've always loved books on mountain climbing. Like I like the books that I never want to do it, but I like
No.
the books, and I don't really want to do it, but they describe, it's such a trek to get, to a base camp, and then from base camp to get to camp 1, and then camp 1 to camp 2 and camp 3. And really that is what it is like at the beginning when you're growing
Mhm.
your business.
Yeah, it's hard. I'm more of the documentary mountain climbing type. But same effect. And it's so true. It is an uphill battle and it does get easier. It really does. And also when it gets easier, you have different problems. So you're always working on something, but then I think it kind of goes back to what we talked a little bit about last week. It's you get more used to the problems and you start to understand how to push past the fear that comes up with those problems, and they're like smaller
Yeah.
problems than they used to be for you.
Yeah, they become obstacles, really,
Yeah.
like bumps in the road rather than feeling like behemoths. And
Mhm.
um, so sort of the anchor point that I wanted to use in my part of the equation today is this idea of unconscious self-sabotage that I see a lot of business owners fall into, and I myself have fallen into it too. And
Mhm.
the 2 points that I wanted to explore with you guys are, first and foremost, this idea that when we go into business for ourselves, we do it because we deeply want to be creatively expressed. You know, it's often because there is this yearning to serve from our deepest gifts, and we feel that pull, you know, that call in our heart. But what comes up at the very same time are all of the challenges that we have not worked through in our lives because we have protected ourselves from them. And so one of the most powerful ones is this experience of being performative. And being performative, what a lot of women do is they perform for their businesses. They are basically serving as, when we were rehearsing, I had this idea of almost like a trained circus monkey for your business. Like, you are doing what you think the business needs. You are serving clients, or serving the business, even serving your team the way that you think that you should. You are not elevating yourself to letting the business serve you or teaching the business how to nourish you. And it doesn't, you're blind to it. You have a blind spot that that's even possible because you're so accustomed to serving. You know, we come into these incarnations wanting to serve, feeling this yearning to serve. And what that really means on a divine invitation level is that we've already mastered that. And so we actually have to learn how to receive. And it's a tricky beast in solo businesses or in service-based businesses because we need to do both at the same time in order to make it work.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I very much see that within myself, with the clients that I serve. It is everyone, and we both work primarily with women. Women are so in tune to service, and they keep working on it and working on it. And it's like, yes, you are great at that. And on the flip side of it, can we start working on that, learning how to receive? So really going back to the challenges you face when you start a business, the learning to receive part is what's going to take you further.
Oh yeah.
It's
It's
what's
the only,
gonna.
it's the only thing. It's the only thing because so many people right now, I mean, we are in a cultural shift around money blocks, and money healing is a, you know, pivotal thing for women, for everyone to be working on it, but in particular women. Men need to work on it in a different way. And the paradigm shifts that we're experiencing at a cultural level really call on us to bravely lean into doing things that feel unfamiliar, but will result in us experiencing this deeper expansion. And receiving is one of them. As long as you are performing for that business, as long as you are in the role of just performing for the business, it will not grow exponentially. It will not scale. And that actually takes me to the second point that I wanted to make, which is this idea of permissions. And in the personal development industry, which is an industry that that Kate and I heavily support, there have been a lot of really tough messages given, I would say, over the past 5 or 8 years. And the most powerful ones are around, it has to be done in a very specific way. If you're trying to scale, you're trying to make more money, then you build it to X amount of money doing this one thing. And then you build it to, X times a million doing this other thing. And if you don't operate that way, if that's not what you're yearning to do, then it's not going to scale. It just simply won't. And that message has created so much distress in the minds and hearts of the people that I have supported, and honestly, me too. I mean, I had that idea that it had to be done a certain way, and it took a lot of courage for me to go, no, I don't want to do it that way. That doesn't actually feel good to me, and I'm not getting the results I want from doing it that way. So granting yourself permission to have a business model that is personal to you, that is unique, granting yourself permission to say, this team, I love them so much, this isn't working for me, or this coach isn't supporting me the way that I want to. That's really how you grow it.
It really is. And I think the most potent word there is courage. Like, you really need to dig in, work on yourself to bring you to a point where you acknowledge what you need and be able to say it out loud. It's so important.
Oh my gosh. I love that you are saying that. It's true. It's true. And because we are all women on a healing journey, one of the most gorgeous things that you can grant yourself is a space where you can receive that, where you can ask for that. We are human beings. We're not monks living on mountaintops. And so the deepest personal work that you are going to do in this lifetime, for the most part, is done with other people. It's done in relationship. It's done in relationship. And so your ability, your willingness to say, I deserve more, I want more, I need to be supported, that is how you increase your impact. That is how you make more money. It really is.
Yes, and it's hard. It's so hard as an entrepreneur because we work so much alone.
Mm.
We are like, if we have a team, it's very small and you're not there, they're not with you full time. It's a challenge. And so it really comes back to, digging in and knowing what you need and lining up the resources for that and having your team know what you need, you asking for it, and just, yeah, that's the only way that you really can take your business or take yourself personally to that next level.
Yeah, I mean, I heard a master teacher say the other day that if it doesn't feel, oh, I hope I can quote this right. Like if it doesn't feel light and free and like energetically expansive, it's not the truth. It's not the truth,
Yeah,
you know?
that makes sense.
And it does. It really does. I mean, we're all vibrational beings, and your like your willingness to lean into what feels like love for you,
Mhm.
what energizes you, what's enjoyable for you, is exactly how you find the deeper downloads. It's how you connect with the clients that are your soul people. It's how you raise your frequency to ask for more money. And so it really does come down to deepening your relationship with yourself and freeing yourself to be that like diva, that goddess that says, this works, this doesn't, this feels good, this doesn't, this is what I want more of this.
And I think that that's a really big step towards feeling less messy and feeling less self-sabotage.
Well, can you get specific for us, Kate, about what it feels like in a business when it's messy? Like, what does that look like for someone?
Yes. So I was actually, when we were talking, what came up for me this week is actually I had a potential client I was talking with, and she described her systems of her business feeling like they were held together with bubble gum. And I was just like, that is such a good way to put it.
Oh
And
my gosh,
I
yes.
know it was just, it like so just hit home. And I hear that a lot with clients, and it's not always just their systems, but sometimes they will have these feelings and they don't understand that they're just symptoms of the business being messy. So it's things like you're just constantly missing deadlines, you feel like tasks are just like falling through the cracks, you're like your post-it notes are everywhere, and if one goes missing you'll like never see that task or do that task ever again.
Oh no.
Even when it's like you're working so hard but you feel like and you see like your revenue's not going upwards, like those are really just symptoms of feeling messy. And those, like, it adds up. You have energy leaks when you have that. You're losing time, you're losing money. So it's just important to like really start seeing like, oh, these are symptoms of a bigger problem. But that problem is so, so, so fixable in business.
But if
Um,
Okay, but if I have that problem,
mhm.
and because I have had it before, and I feel self-conscious about it, like I should be doing
Yeah.
this, I should be better at this, I should not have this problem. That's what has come up for me in the past and for clients of mine. I should be better at this.
I so empathize with that because we just beat ourselves up around it. We feel like we're not good enough, we're lacking in some skill set. And I think that that is a really big area to lean into your mindset,
Mm, mm,
and really start to reframe that,
mm,
and
mm,
begin to ask questions around it instead of beating yourself up.
mm,
So,
mm,
where are some energy leaks that are happening? Where, like, let me sit with it, let me feel, write out your client journey and say, like, what is happening and where is it really messy? Where is it not feeling good to me? And let me
mm.
lean into that area. and spend some time in it. And just give yourself the grace that it's not going to feel good and you can still move forward with it.
Ooh, I love that. It's
Yeah.
not going to feel good and you can still move forward. I think, you know, our education system as a rule has kind of, there are places within it where you have this feeling of, I need to already know how to do this thing that I don't know how to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And,
I know. And
and yeah, and that's really a common challenge in business is I should already know how to do this thing that I really don't know how to do.
I feel like we just totally need to shatter that mindset because so I just being honest, like I'm behind the scenes of a lot of businesses. I have my own business. You have your own business.
Mm-hmm.
We're figuring it out as we go. We have a
Mm-hmm.
plan, there is strategy, and we're also building the plane as we're flying it.
Mm-hmm.
So it happens. And that's like you still build great businesses. It's okay how you do it. It's okay to learn along the way. We are not meant to be experts in every single thing. That's not human.
No, no, it's not. And like I think the word grace
Mm.
is such a beautiful one. This is crazy. I wasn't even going to mention this, but I was thinking about this old yoga talk that I heard years ago. It was one of my favorite yoga talks ever. And basically it's an exploration of these two concepts that are called stira and sukha. And translated from Sanskrit, what those two concepts mean is self-effort and grace.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
That's mhm. I couldn't agree with
Self-effort and
that
grace.
more.
And, you know, there's like grace is a supportive power that we can strengthen and allow in these businesses. And we roll into them, we kind of tumble into them with this deep, heartfelt yearning of I want to serve people from my gifts and I want to make a bunch of money from my gifts. And what we don't realize is that sort of those two twin challenges are going to result in us needing to learn how to receive powerfully,
Mhm.
right? And needing to learn how to expand in order to, you know, make more money, allow more money, and all of that, because we're always only a step or two ahead of the clients that we are serving. You know, so if we allow that yogic principle of stira and sukha to be a guide light, my gosh, it's
Mhm.
so impactful at pretty much every level of business. I would posit.
Oh, yes, I would totally agree with that. That was really beautifully said, and it's just it's so true. It's
Mm-hmm.
so true, and I think well, as long as you're that one step ahead, that's all your clients need. That's all your business needs
Mm-hmm.
is to just be at least that one step ahead, and
And
that
if you
is
Yeah, I'm sorry, Kate. I didn't mean to
no,
interrupt you.
I
Go
mean,
ahead.
and that is still so valuable.
It is very valuable. You know, if you are one step ahead and you are asking for support yourself and you are receiving it, then yeah, sometimes you're going to feel like you're walking a tightrope.
Mhm.
That's just the
That's
nature of business. It is going to happen. But you also can feel like there are people there holding a net beneath you, you know, who
Mhm.
understand your humanity, who get it that it's messy behind the scenes, who, you know, you had a bad day or you've got you know, norovirus or whatever. Like this is a human experience. Running a business is a human experience, and it gets to be graceful and it gets to be challenging, and you get to make it very profitable and fun too.
You get to make it feel good for you.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, that's who you are in like the highest service to.
I love that. That's gorgeous. Yeah. So we started this podcast because we really strongly believe in the importance of people having um, logical, reasonable operational support, in addition to, you know, clear mindset coaching that helps you move forward in the ways that you exactly want to. And we are systems people, but we are systems people on a personal intuitive level. And right
Mhm.
now we are marketing a program that we call Resourced, where you work with both of us, and we can only take 2 people a month, and we have one spot available for February, and we're actually running a special right now through February 16th. So if you are interested in working with us, it is a 4-month program, and we would love to talk about it with you. It's just a super fantastic container,
Mhm.
and that's part of why we're here. Is part of why we're here is education, and part is to change the world with this beautiful system you're developing.
Yes, very much so. It is truly the best of both worlds. You get what your business really needs. You get your mindset, which is so important, and um, business strategy, and the systems set up, and you know, get off of post-it notes into a system so nothing's falling through the cracks.
Right, into a gorgeous tech stack. No more post-it
Yes,
notes.
no more
All the
post-it notes.
systems.
Although
No more
you'll
post-it
you'll
notes.
still have some fun
Yeah,
post-it notes, but
I mean, I have some, but they don't rule my
they
life
don't
anymore.
rule
Um,
your life. That is the
no,
most important piece.
no. Well, it's a pleasure. For those of us who joined us live, thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank you.
And you can follow us on YouTube, and soon we'll be on other podcast platforms. And
Yeah,
if you have any questions about our offerings, please message us. Thank you
yeah.
so much.
Thank
Thanks, Kate.
you.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.